So what we're here to talk about, though, tonight is money. Because you have to maintain stability while you're trying to create all these perceptions for people, while you're trying to move up that hill. And it can be challenging for people. And I know how that feels because one day I had just had it. I was exhausted, I was burnt out, I'd been doing everything I possibly could do to move my career forward, and I just needed a break. And my sister said, well, this is perfect timing because in my company, she works for Sales Magazine. She sells ad space. She said, well, with my company, we did so well that we got this free trip to Sedona, and I get to take somebody with me, so I'm going to take you. And I said, great. So I'm in this beautiful spa. I didn't have to pay for it. It's all taken care of, and my sister's off doing sales meetings, and they have these vortex spots. They're supposed to be like these amazing energy spots, and I can see it, and it doesn't look so far away. You know, it's like, it's just out there. So I decide while my sister's in her sales meeting that I'm going to go and climb this mountain and get to that vortex spot. And as I start climbing, it's kind of higher and steeper than I actually thought it was going to be. And I'm starting looking behind and I'm going, do I really, I'm like kind of halfway there, do I keep going? I said, okay, I might as well keep going, right? There's little javelinas around, which are these like little wild pigs. Come on in.
Sorry,
It's okay. Grab a little booklet there, just talking about my experience in Arizona once. Climbing this giant mountain of a cliff in beautiful Sedona, and the rocks are this orange color, but they're kind of soft. So the higher I'm getting as I grasp onto these rocks, they're kind of trickling down. So now I'm getting a little nervous because I'm getting closer and closer to the grandmother, they call this particular vortex. So I'm getting closer and closer to the grandmother, and it's getting bigger and bigger, but everything below me is getting smaller and smaller. And you ever notice that when you're climbing up something that's steep, you're not quite sure how you're going to get down because it's a whole different perspective when you're looking down on it? So there I was, and I'm kind of in between, and it's starting to get late, and those voices are going through my head. By the time you get up there, it might be starting to get dark. There's little javelinas running around that can charge at you. They got these little tusks. I'm like, what? Do I really want to be here right now? I was kind of stuck. Because it's like I didn't know how to get back down, didn't know if I should go back up. And it's in those moments when you're truly stuck that the wheels start to turn. That suddenly you start coming up with these creative ideas. You start coming up with solutions, if you're open to it. And that's what I want to suggest to you as of now. When you start feeling stuck, when money becomes an issue for you, instead of getting consumed by the economy and the news and what other people's stories are, start getting those wheels moving on how can I be making money other than at my craft. And for those of you who came in late, I just want to say again the myth that goes around in this industry that is, I can only be, if I'm not making money at what I do in my craft, then I'm somehow a failure. And these people feel like they have to struggle and take menial jobs and things that just make them miserable wherever they can get them, just so they can make enough money that they can be working to get the jobs that they really want. And people go on for years this way, instead of getting something a little more stable for a short period of time that gets your mind thinking in such creative ways. Actors and voiceover people and writers, there are so many things. Any writer, anybody who writes in here should be on elance.com, because you can be writing for people. You can be writing for people who don't know how to write for themselves. And you can be making money that way. So there are all these little things out there that you can take the talents, your creativity that you have, and how can I apply this to other people's lives outside of the industry? Where does sound mixing come in for somebody outside of the industry? Or where do the talents that you have come in outside of the industry?